Hello, welcome to another edition of Soul Stretch. This is the online edition. The Holistic Center has a Wellness Wednesday in which I teach a yoga class every third Wednesday of the month, and it is called Soul Stretch. And so we're working to bring you as many videos as we can so that you can get a little bit of wellness at home while we're all on this time out. So to begin, let's find a comfortable seat on our mat. I like to elevate my hips a little bit with a blanket, a bolster, or a block, whatever is most comfortable for you. But it helps so that you're not rounding your back and bringing the knees up higher than the hips. This way it allows the hips to be a little bit elevated, and it allows you to sit up straighter and taller. So find whatever props that you need and begin to find a comfortable seat on your mat. We'll start by taking a few cleansing breaths here. And we'll begin to slow our breath down, deepening our inhalation so that it's reaching deep down into our belly. This helps the body to relax even further. Continue to breathe. So today's practice is going to be a more active one. We're going to do a series of sun salutations. And sun salutations are a beautiful way. Sun salutations is a beautiful way to begin your morning. You can do it throughout the day, but I really enjoy getting up and doing it first thing because it gets the blood circulating and it gets you breathing rhythmically. It helps with relaxation, strength, flexibility. It's really a great way to start your morning without jumping into an exercise that's going to overexert yourself. So we're going to go through a series of sun salutations and then some like yin stretching towards the end. So continue with your breath. And as you continue breathing, think about an intention that you'd want to set for this particular class. What is it that you'd like to get out of this practice? Is it strength? Is it flexibility? Is it relaxation? Is it just to get your body moving? Is it to try yoga for the first time? Or is it to just deepen your connection to your body? Continue to breathe here. A few more breaths. Now that we have done our short meditation and have gotten in tune with our breath, we're going to take that same rhythmic breathing into our practice as we flow throughout the sun salutation practice. We're going to go ahead and move to a standing position at the top of our mats. Whatever props that you have, if you have a blanket, a towel, Anything that can provide some cushion for your knees is good. We're just gonna put that to the side right now because we are gonna come to some positions where we're going to be on our knees. And if you have knee issues, then it's great to have some padding if you're on a hard floor. So we're going to come to the top of our mat into our mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are going to be hip width apart. Joints are stacked, so hips are over knees and they're over the ankles. And begin to breathe here. Your legs are active. Slight tuck in the tailbone. Moving from our Tadasana, we are going to bring our arms overhead, drawing the shoulders down the back so they're not coming up towards the ears, and turning the palms of the hands towards each other. This is going to create an active pose in your arms. And from here, we're going to fold forward, hinging from the hips, exhaling as we reach for the floor. Since this is our first round of sun salutations, you can bend the knees here a lot as our muscles are not quite warm yet. So from here, you can bend the knees, exhale, letting it all go. Head is hanging, but feet and legs are still active. We're going to inhale, come to a halfway lift. You're pressing your hands or the palms of your hands into the shins, so this is active as well, or into the thigh. But you want your back to be straight and you want your core to be active or to be engaged. Continue to breathe here. Exhale, reach again for the floor. Bending the legs if you need to. We're going to inhale, plant the palms of our hands onto the floor, and we're going to step back into a lunge with our right leg, and then step back, bringing the left to join the right. You can keep your knees bent here because we're doing a modified plank pose. So arms are active, hands are active, but you're not dumping into the wrists. Core is engaged, and you're on your knees. So this is the part where I was saying you can use your blanket or your towel, whatever you have, to create some extra padding under the knees. The core is engaged here. And you're slightly forward so that you can engage the core more. So from here, you're going to come slightly forward as if you're peeking over your mat. Core is still engaged, and you're tucking your elbows in towards the side body into Chaturanga. Exhale. We're going to lift up. Inhale into Cobra, opening the chest. Exhale, back to the floor. You want to tuck your toes, engage your core, and you can even use your knees here, but we're going to push up into downward dog. You can bend your knees here a lot as well because we're just warming up. It's okay if your heels are not touching the floor. The point here is to create a nice line from the tailbone all the way to the top of the head. And then you can either walk, step, or hop to the top of your mat. Right now we're just going to walk. And we're back in our forward fold. Exhale. Inhale into our halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rooting the feet to rise back up into our Tadasana. So that is sun salutation, and that is the right side, and we're going to move so that we can do the other side. So reset yourself in your Tadasana pose. Take a couple cleansing breaths. And once again, active pose, active legs and feet. Bringing the arms up overhead, palms are facing each other, shoulders are drawn down. Slight tuck in the tailbone. Hinging from the hips, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pressing the palms into the shins or the thighs, flat back. Exhale, once again, forward fold. You'll find with each exhalation, you'll be able to move a little further into your stretch. Palms flat on the mat. This time we are going to take the left foot back, and then we're going to bring the right to join it. Now, this is the full expression of a plank pose. So you can stay here if you want, or you could bring your knees to your mat if that is more comfortable for you. We're building strength either way, but the core is engaged, so you can be here. Pressing through your shoulders, through that upper back, not dipping, not over extending, but with a nice flat back. Peeking forward over your mat. Exhale, coming down to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Tucking the toes, using your arms and your core. Push back into downward dog. Exhale. Allowing the head to hang. You can bend your knees here, and we are going to walk, step, or hop that left foot forward. This time I am stepping. Then I'm bringing the right up to join the left. We are in our forward fold now. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rooting the feet to rise back into Tadasana. This time we are flowing right back into our forward fold, into the next sun salutation. Exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time, planting the hands into the mat, stepping the right foot back, then taking the left to join it. You're in your plank or modified plank pose, engaging the core, peeking over your mat, over the tip of your mat, chaturanga. Exhale. Pushing up into downward dog. Exhale. Now we're nice and warm. I know I am. So you may find that you can place your heels on the floor. You might have a little bit more flexibility in your legs and in your arms and in your back. Continue to breathe here, allowing the head to just hang. Bending the knees, this time stepping the right foot forward. Then bringing the left to join it. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Reaching back up to the sky. Gathering the hands at the heart. Take a couple cleansing breaths here. We have one more to do. Active in our Tadasana pose. Reaching the arms up overhead. Drawing the shoulders down. Palms are facing each other. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, reaching to the floor. I sometimes like to place my hands underneath my feet. It allows me to get a deeper stretch. Release that pose if you're in it. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, once again, reaching for the floor in forward fold. Planting the hands on the mat. Left foot goes back into getting ready for plank. Right foot goes back to join it. You are in plank or modified plank. Core is engaged, arms are engaged. Peeking over the top of your mat, chaturanga. Draw those elbows into your body. Cobra. Tucking the toes, engaging the core, coming back up into downward dog. Continue to breathe. Bending the knees, this time stepping the left foot up, bringing the right to join it, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rooting to rise. Bringing the arms up overhead, gathering the hands at the heart space. Exhale. This time we are bringing the arms once again up overhead, active, hinging the hips forward, coming into our forward fold. Exhale, but this time we are bringing the knees back into our tabletop position. But from here, we are joining the big toes together, sitting back onto our heels, and coming down into our child's pose. This is your rest, so find what feels good for you. inhale, come up from your child's pose. And from here, we are going to find our way to our sits bones. So from here, keeping our feet flat on the mat, our knees are bent, we are going to gently lie back, one vertebrae at a time. From here, we are flat on our backs, knees are bent. We're going to inhale, bring our feet up into the air, supported by our hands. You can grab your big toe or the outsides of your feet and move into happy baby. So happy baby, your knees are going to be reaching towards your underarms. Your feet are going to be flexed and flat as if you're trying to walk on the ceiling. And you want to try to get your back as flat as possible. So you want your sacrum, your lower back, to be flat on the mat if you can. And you want your shoulders to try to reach the mat too. But you're not straining in your neck, lifting up. You're flat on your mat. And if it feels good for you, you can gently rock back and forth, giving your back a nice massage. Continue to breathe. To bring your legs together. Exhale, bring them back to the mat. Readjust yourself, allowing your back to remain flat on the mat. You're going to bring your knees up towards your chest, but they're going to be about midway with your body. And together, you're going to bring them slowly to your right side, creating a nice stretch and twist in your back. Shoulders should be flat on the floor. If this is a little too intense, you can create a little bit of a cushion between your legs with your blanket or your bolster or your pillow, whatever it is that you have, just so it's not as intense of a stretch. Find what feels good for you. And if it's comfortable for you, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your legs. Continue to breathe. With each breath, relaxing a little more into the stretch, allowing the earth to hold you. Softening through your hands, through your shoulders. back to center. We are going to inhale, bring the legs back to center, placing them back on the floor. Our feet are flat on the floor. Inhale and exhale. Taking a couple cleansing breaths. We're going to inhale, bring the knees back up midway, keeping them together, lying them to your left side this time, or whatever side you're on. Remember, you can use your blanket or your bolster or your pillow, towel, whatever you need, in between your legs to allow some support. Shoulders are as flat on the floor as they can be. And remember, don't force yourself into anything. This is your practice, so you find what feels good for you in your body. You know your body better than anyone else. And if it's comfortable for you, you can turn your head in the opposite direction of your legs. Continue to breathe and soften with each breath. A few more breaths here. Bringing your head back to center. And on your next inhale, we are going to bring the legs back to center. And now we're going to bring our legs flat out in front of us. The whole body is in a straight line, completely flat on your mat. Preparing our bodies for our final resting pose, Shavasana. If you'd like, you can take your props and create a pillow for yourself. I like a lot of support underneath my head and neck when I'm in Shavasana. Once again, find what feels good for you. Allow the feet to just hang. Allow the muscles in the legs to just relax. Allow the belly to just rise and fall with each breath. Relaxing the fingers and the arms and the shoulders. I personally carry a lot of tension in my jaw and in my face. So if it feels good for you, you can part your lips to create a little bit of relaxation in the jaw. Soften the eyes. Soften the forehead. And allow the body to just relax. start bringing movement back to your body. And wiggling your fingers and your toes. Fluttering your eyelashes. And on your next inhalation, bringing your knees up and rolling the body to one side to rest for just a moment. On your next inhalation, help your body back up to your seated position. And I will meet you back to center. Thank you so much for practicing, and I hope to engage with you either online or when we can come out of this shelter in place and return back to our practice where we are seeing each other. No matter what it may feel like in the moment, we will get through this. It is just a period of time, and a lot of things are happening. A lot of life-changing things are happening, and change can be scary, but change has always led to beautiful things as well. And I'm not saying just gloss over any life-changing circumstances that may be happening for you right now, but take a moment to realize that things do change for the better at some point, and we need to stick it out so that we can see that beautiful change on the other side of this. So continue to take time for yourself, continue to move your body, continue to feed your mind, continue to work with your spirit, because our mind, body, and soul all needs nourishment, and we can do that with simple practices every day. So whatever circumstances you find yourself in, take time to nourish yourself, mind, body, and soul. Thank you.